Townsend fainted to get the shot away, now got it onto his right foot, takes a deflection, goes behind and out for a corner. Now, did that hit a hand? That is a question that Townsend is asking, and he's looking at the referee, who will obviously get checked by the VAR back in Stockley Park. And at present, I can see him with his hand raised in the air. He's given a corner, so I don't think he's going to give a penalty kick. It was very close to the defender, and it hit the top of his chest anyway.
Yeah, good defending. He spread his body there and took it just at the top, just above his heart.
First corner of the game for Crystal Palace, to be taken over on that far touchline by Yohan Cabaye. Kelly up from the back. Delaney is in there too. Riedewald is among a clutch of players who they will aim at here. Delaney tries to get up, but it's away by Hemed, then further cleared by Baldock, and then received just in front of the centre circle by Pap Soiree. Very lean as he launches the ball back down the middle, but it's not a great delivery, and it's easily caught by the long-limbed and very wiry Tim Krul, wearing a bright orange goalkeeping jersey with black shorts. He looks like a Dutchman, doesn't he, in that kit? Very much traditional dress for a member of the Netherlands national football team. He hasn't been in the squad for a while because of the lack of football that he's had here. But he comfortably came and claimed that particular delivery. Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 0. 15 and a half minutes gone on Talk Sport. Two teams pretty evenly matched in terms of head-to-head. 37 matches, one each, 25 draws. Palace have won 5 cup games, Brighton only 2 in their head-to-heads. Here's Hemed, edge of the area, combining with March. They're all a little bit finicky on the edge of the box and missed the opportunity to get a shot away. Sacco has gone down after a collision with Kayal. Now the referee believes that he dived there and there wasn't an infringement, and they continue. The ball picked up by Van Aanholt, far side the Crystal Palace right. Quite interesting that Van Aanholt has spent a bit of time out on that right-hand side, being so heavily left-footed in this first 45 minutes. And the ball sent back towards the edge of the penalty area where Damien Delaney is waiting for it. He in turn finds Riedewald. Only his 5th start of the season for the former Ajax man, 21 years of age. Now Soiree, faced up by March, tight to the touchline, sends it back to Delaney. And then once again, Palace have the time to bring the ball out from the back.
We spoke earlier about Sacco being important in this system for Palace, and he showed his credentials in the box just a minute ago, ghosting past, who was it, I think, Unamar.
Here is Izquierdo at the other end, trying to get the better of the Palace defence. And Fosu-Mensah touches it behind and gives away a corner. And it wasn't great defending that, and Izquierdo just sort of going inside and out, and Fosu-Mensah turns around and complains to his teammates that there was a lack of support there, and it is a corner for Crystal Palace, their second of the game. It's big and he's strong, Sacco. We'll get to him in just a second. Watch this corner first of all. And he's now got a powerful shot, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a very good player. Played really well for Wolves in the Championship, and then got...
Here's the header from Hemed from the corner kick. It's an outswinger from March. He rose and glanced it towards the near post. It was easily caught by Hennessy. Good chance.
Yeah, fantastic header there, but straight down the goalie's throat. Fortunate for him.
Hemed's another one who did really well in the Championship for Brighton and Hove Albion, but hasn't had much of a chance in the Premier League since promotion. It's always difficult, isn't it, when you make that step up from the Championship to the Premier League. You have to refresh your squad, and sometimes you have to sort of be ruthless enough to discount the loyalty that you owe to those who got you there in the first place.
Yeah, it's a balancing act in many ways. You don't want to break the spirit that's got you promoted, because the feel-good factor in the dressing room will be brilliant with a promoted side, but the other side of that is you're going into a whole new ball game in a different league.
Delaney, deep inside his own territory, clips the ball out towards the near touchline, headed away by the retreating Baldock, out of play and away for a MacArthur throw. It goes back to halfway and Delaney. Soiree then tucks it infield. Across goes Baldock but doesn't reach it. MacArthur gets there first, scurrying around on the edge of the centre circle. It's touched back towards Cabaye. Cabaye across the field towards Martin Kelly. Kelly up into the feet of Townsend. Townsend shuffles it back all the way to Yohan Cabaye. Crystal Palace in possession and in good form. Only one defeat in 11 games, and that was to Arsenal. They should have really beaten Manchester City, but missed a penalty through Milivojevic late on. That wasn't the penalty they missed when Benteke decided that he was going to take it, and then subsequently missed. Here is Tim Fosu-Mensah on loan from Manchester United. His ball into Townsend, can't be controlled by Andros Townsend, and it runs out of play over on the far side. Townsend was in the England squad when Roy Hodgson was in charge of the England squad. Is there any chance that he could end up going to Russia, Townsend?
I think there's a chance of anyone. I've seen it so many times with myself. If you run into a decent bit of form and, you know, he can score goals, Townsend, we know that. If he runs into that, and Palace are a team that are on form at the moment, as you alluded to earlier.
69% of the possession has gone to Brighton. Hove Albion in the game. 31 for Crystal Palace. 3 shots on goal. Just the 1 on target so far. That coming from Hemed, whose glancing effort was saved by Wayne Hennessy. We played 19.5 minutes. You're listening to TalkSport live at the Amex Stadium under the floodlights here, with lots of empty seats despite the rivalry between the two. As Hemed comes forward, played in by March, runs to the edge of the area, goes down, wants a free kick. The referee says no. Cleared away by Crystal Palace. MacArthur takes over now. He clips it over the top, invites Townsend to chase. Goldson goes across. He gets there first and then nudges it back to his goalkeeper, who should really clear rather easily and under very little pressure.
In these early stages, I've been very impressed with Brighton. I think they've, you know, obviously my comparison being seeing live is that first game of the season where I think they were a little bit in awe of Manchester City and the division. They look a real confident outfit.
Well, it was an absolute thrashing. I mean, I can't even actually remember the score. I think it wasn't great. Was it 2 or 3? Something like that. It was small anyway, comparison to what it could have been.
Yeah.
Because you and I at half time were like, oh my word, how is this not 6-0?
Yeah, they really dominated a team that were sat off and defending probably the last 30 metres of their goal.
But they're coming forward now. Bond chasing down the left-hand side. He missed the game against Bournemouth. Doesn't get on the end of that. And it goes out of play. Yeah, it was 2-0. You're right. Your memory's better than mine.
Of course I'm right. Every time I work for TalkSport, I never forget a day.
You enjoy it so much, that's why. Lives long in the memory.
Etched on my mind.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, the opening 21 minutes of this one probably won't be. Here's Townsend over on the far side. He finds Sacco, who charges forward. The tackle comes in. Hunamaya got the ball, did well, sent it forward, chested down by Hemed 10 yards inside Palace's half of the field, and it's kept hold of by Brighton Hove Albion, who try to come forward now. Goldson slowed up by Kayal. He's had an interesting few months. He's really hurt himself with a broken leg in pre-season. He's had 8 major operations in his career. He says he was inspired to come back this time around by Zlatan Ibrahimovic and his miraculous recovery from the knee injury he sustained at the end of last season. And we're pleased to get some minutes under his belt tonight. Played a lot for Celtic. Goldson onto Scilotto. Back to Goldson again. He shuffles the ball across the back four to Hunamaya, the German, 31 years of age, his 4th appearance of the season. Ball goes out towards the near side, of space for March, waited for it, brought it down, edge of the area, cuts in onto his left foot, looking to try and get a shot away. Instead he goes wide to Bong. He's asked a lot of him to get on the end of this. His cross is deflected behind by the retreating Townsend into the substantial portion of Palace supporters that's away to our right hand side, and it's out for a corner kick.
Yeah, it'll be important that Townsend tries to reverse Bong and get him going back and do some defending really to get up the pitch. If Townsend doesn't get forward a touch more, there's no support for Sacco at present.
And the corner's going to be taken by Solly March, who's taking an age to get over to that corner flag, which is in front of an entirely empty section of seats, which I think is a part segregation and part trying to hide the fact that there's nobody who's bought that many tickets, to be fair. Here's the corner over on the far side, which March will take. It's an outswinger. It's aimed towards Hunamaya. It's headed into the air by Pap Soare, and then picked up by Cabaye. And the counter-attack is on here for Crystal Palace. Cabaye onto Soare. Not a great touch by him, but he has found Townsend. Townsend onto Soare again. He's surrounded by 3 blue and white shirts, but he didn't really have the confidence to continue there. Slipped, tried to play it infield. Wanted a free kick, was never going to get one.
No, went down a little bit too cheaply there. Not being fooled by that.
Brighton have it back again. Hasn't been the most swashbuckling FA Cup tie so far. The prize for which is a place in the 4th round, where they will play Middlesbrough away from home. It could be a reunification with Tony Pulis for Crystal Palace. Or it could be Brighton. Well, it certainly looks more likely to be Brighton the way things are going at the moment. They've started the brighter of the two teams against Middlesbrough in the next round of the competition. It is part of a January which is wall-to-wall football live on TalkSport. We think we've got the Carabao Cup semi-finals for you over the next 2 days. The Steel City Derby, Friday night, 7:45 from the EFL Championship. What a game that's going to be. Sags very much looking forward to that one. And of course, they've got a new manager, haven't they, at Sheffield Wednesday? A guy from Holland who hasn't managed for 18 months. His last job was for Stuttgart. He had 5 games in charge. Here is Baldock down the right-hand side, sending it on to Scilotto. Scilotto looking up and trying to find Stevens, who takes it beyond Cabaye, wanders into the penalty area, slams it in at the near post, past Wayne Hennessy, who really should have kept it out but couldn't.